All right, guys. This episode of Dragon Ball Daima got me. Like, I am still grinning from ear to ear because, like, this episode was like everything I've wanted out of Dragon Ball Daima and more. And I'm legit still like marking out overseeing this episode. So, welcome back to the channel. I am super excited to do today's review because, oh my gosh, this episode was insane. So let's just jump straight into it. Now, one of the things I really appreciated off the bat was the Supreme Kai. They made the determination that, the Demon Realm is much more magic oriented in comparison to the Mortal Realm. I'm very, very happy that they immediately went into that because that's essentially what I've been talking about since the series first was even hinted at, was the fact that this is going to be essentially about the fact that the Makaioshin and the Demon Realm as a whole use magic in comparison to the Mortal Realm. That's a very, very important aspect of Dragon Ball Daima so far. So, right off the bat, Shin knowing so much about how to travel back and forth between the Demon Realm, I immediately started to catch on to the revelation that we're getting ready to have blatantly told to us. Shin knows a lot about the Demon Realm, and as soon as... I had already speculated that this was the case in my last video, but the more and more I was watching this episode, the more I was like, yeah, everything that I've been thinking about this series is literally like coming into fruition, like right in front of me. So when they get to the transit point between the Demon Realm and the Mortal Realm, Warp, the fish who's in charge of transport between the Demon Realm and the Mortal Realm, makes sure that Shin has pointy ears, because you have to have pointy ears as essentially a way to signify that you are from the Demon Realm to be able to travel back into the Demon Realm. Which means this is the series' way of basically confirming to us that the Kaioshin are in fact demons. And if Warp blatantly saying that Shin is definitely from the Demon Realm isn't confirmation enough for you at this point, I don't know what is. So Shin uses a spell on Goku to make his ears pointy to full warp. And I just, look, okay. I know this isn't the series blatantly telling you that the Saiyans are from the Demon Realm and it's a joke. And I know that that's what the comment section is going to say. But go back and watch my videos. There are tons of reasons for me to believe that the Saiyans are from the Demon Realm. I've went over it in great detail in multiple videos. But it really always does go back to Sun Wukong, because Sun Wukong, as I've stated and shown evidence of in my previous videos, was in fact a monkey demon himself who became a Buddha through spiritual cultivation and evolution. Okay, over time, through spiritual cultivation, he became a Buddha. That is like one of the main focuses of Sun Wukong's story, is the fact that he essentially went through a spiritual cultivation and a spiritual evolution. And if it's not the most Toriyama-esque thing to do ever, to have the Saiyans come from the Demon Realm and then evolve scientifically rather than spiritually alone into the Saiyans, like, that sounds like the most Toriyama-esque thing ever. So the more I watch this series, the more confident I become that, like, my theory about the Saiyans coming from the Demon Realm is, like, definitely going to come into fruition. Speaking of the Saiyans coming from the Demon Realm, if you remember in my last video, I stated that I think that the Saiyans came from the third Demon Realm. And I still think that. And the more I look at the terrain and Goku's reaction to this section of the Demon Realm and the way the creatures of this section of the Demon Realm exist and function, the more confident I am that the Saiyans did in fact come from the Demon Realm. See, the way I look at it is, so if you look at how the more primitive beings of the Demon Realm function, the way that they are essentially like bandits or like wild animals or just like wild destructive species that run amok in this third Demon Realm, it really does remind me of the Great Apes, and I think it's very, very possible that the Great Apes might have in fact even been a danger to the Demon Realm. It would make a lot of sense to me that the Saiyans were too dangerous for the Demon Realm to keep around, and that's actually in reality why they no longer exist within the Demon Realm. It just reminds me a lot of the Great Apes, seeing these like primitive, demonic-esque, pointy-eared species running around destroying each other and stuff like that. It just reminds me so much of the Great Apes. So if it wasn't already abundantly clear that Glorio was based on Han Solo, it's definitely clear now. And okay, so here's the thing. So part of the reason I'm like marking out over this episode is the fact that this series so far has been a perfect hybrid of Star Wars and Journey to the West. And if you remember, I actually talked about that in one of my previous videos about how I essentially knew that that's what the series was going to be based on Toriyama's personal preference and the way that he's done things in the past. And the way that he handles these Journey to the West style demonic characters, which they have the aesthetic of Journey to the West style demonic characters. Some of the people that Goku fights in the bar, which we'll talk about here in just a second, even one of the wolf guys looks like one of the people you fight in the first level of Black Myth Wukong. It's very, very clear that Toriyama is taking these Journey to the West style demon villains and turning them into Star Wars-esque characters. So everybody in the bar that Goku and company go to eat at because Goku is hungry recognize that Goku does not have pointy ears, and therefore they don't recognize him as a demon. And so they attack him. Now, Glorio shows just how powerful and strong he is in this fight. It's actually really, really impressive, and I love it because it reminds me so much of the bar fight with Han Solo in Star Wars. But also, yeah, like I said earlier, if you look at that wolf character in the background, he looks a lot like a Journey to the West aesthetic character. And just the way this entire series is structured is just so impressive and well done to me. Like, it really is like a pipe dream. It really is everything I expected from this series. The action and the combat was absolutely amazing. And seeing Goku in Wukong-esque fashion take on a bunch of demons was just so amazing to me. I enjoyed every second of it. This episode was like 7 out of 7 stars. Like, I love this series so far, and I hope you guys are enjoying it too. It's just getting started. I know tons of cool things are on the way. But anyway, that's the review. I know it's a short one today, but I've said a lot of what I wanted to say about this series in previous videos, so please go check those videos out as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey guys, don't forget to check out Dragon Ball Infinity on the DaoofDragonBall.com. It's a story I wrote and produced with the help of Copy Workshop about a young Saiyan boy based on a character from Egyptian mythology who was a monkey god very similar to Sun Wukong from Journey to the West, who was an actual god of destruction. This story actually plays very heavily on Egyptian lore. It also makes references to Journey to the West due to the fact that the legend of Journey to the West and the story of Babi, the Egyptian baboon god, have a lot in common. So if you're interested, don't forget to check it out on the DaoofDragonBall.com, hosted by Derek Padula. And also don't forget to check out Derek Padula's many articles breaking down the many cool spiritual and scientific aspects of Dragon Ball, as well as its relevance in pop culture and different really cool aspects of Dragon Ball that are really fun to read about. Derek does a great job with his articles, so I would highly recommend you check out this website. And don't forget to check out his Dragon Ball culture books available now. Thanks a lot, and I appreciate the support.